We're back with yet another segment of the Global Business News Network. I'm your host, Nicholas Pang, and today we'll be talking about international certifications and accreditations. In the highly demanding and requirements-driven world of international quality system standards, there are two kinds. One kind is for general management quality systems under what is popularly known as the ISO 9000 series, while the other caters to technical quality management systems that is derived from the ISO Guide 25 and later on what is now known as the ISO 17125 certification series. Now, what all this means is that the technical certification caters to an industry exclusively known as calibration and equipment testing, specifically laboratories and also companies that do testing for other companies' equipments and laboratories. So, what is calibration? Calibration simply refers to a set of operations by which highly technical and sensitive equipment such as electronics are made to conform to preset specifications that make them suitable for production and manufacturing purposes, as well as for ensuring that particular equipment conform to original equipment manufacturers' specifications so that the most accurate results can be produced. Now with us here today is Ms. Cindy, the CEO of PYrometro Services. She will enlighten us more about what PYrometro Services is all about. Ms. Cindy, can you please tell us what are the major industrial applications that PYrometro Services are relevant for?
Calibration is important to many industrial. Our main customer mainly come from manufacturing, pharmaceutical, medical, equipment supply vendor, automotive, and education. In manufacturing, we serve Nestle, Coca-Cola, and in automotive, we serve Honda, Hycom, Proton, ProDual, Modernas, and we mainly calibrate their top range. Equipment supply vendor, we have Vicar and Mito Toyo. In medical line, we have St. Jude from US, we have M-Medica local, okay, and pharmaceutical line like Panadol. For education, we have UKM, USM, UPM, and UM.
Why is stringent calibration services so important and applicable to so many industries? It is a question of traceability, compliance with working standards, reference standards, national standards, and fundamentally SI units for each client ensures that each client's product development cycle is never disrupted at any one stage. Now, Ms. Cindy, PYrometro prides itself on its ISO accreditation standards. How does the company use this to train human capital both internally and externally?
We have training calendar to train both our customer and our staff. We train them in ISO standard, calibration procedure. We also helping them to set up lab such as their quality management system to comply the international accreditation standard.
So may I know what are some of the more popular topics that are covered in PYrometro's ISO training programs?
In our training program, we focus in ISO standard compliance, example, internal audit, and understanding of ISO documentation.
We have just received a general overview of the calibration business. Now, let us take a closer look at the processes and methodologies involved in the calibration business. With us here today is Mr. Teo Hoon Wei, who is the Chief Technical Officer for PYrometro Services. Now, he will enlighten us further on the specific technical services offered by PYrometro. Let's go to him now. Now, Mr. Teo, thank you for your presence with us here today. Can you give us a general outline of the specific technical services which are offered by PYrometro?
PYrometro, we are offering a calibration service, mainly calibration service for the industry on those measuring instruments to check it out whether the accuracy of the instrument is compliant. We also, to develop the human resource, we also providing the academic on technical training aspect for the customer. Besides that, we also providing the equipment supply for industry, so mainly to supply for industry needed.
So that was the general outline of services offered by PYrometro, but in terms of the specific calibration services that are the expertise of PYrometro, can you further enlighten us on that?
PYrometro is providing variety of calibration services, example temperature calibrations, mass calibration, volumetric calibration, dimension calibration, pressure calibration, and also electrical calibration. We are specialized in the calibrations of temperature, so whereby we have mainly in sensor calibration, we have providing a precision calibration on the sensor calibration, and come to that, we also providing in heat enclosure, whereby on site they have an oven, furnace calibration on that. We are strong in also in volumetric calibration. For volumetric, whereby we have served the industry for pharmaceutical line for mainly the instrument for like micropipette calibration, and we can able to do the adjustment on this particular instrument. For mass-wise, we have a mass comparator and to use it to calibrate those precision standard weight. Come to pressure-wise, pressure we have a primary standard of David tester as high as 40,000 psi, whereby this one we can do the calibration for the pressure transducer and pressure gauges calibration for that. And for the electrical, whereby we have a multifunction calibrator to cover industry multimeter calibration, oscilloscope and clamp meter.
Mr. Teo, does PYrometro submit and participate in regular international assessments which ensure the continued technical competencies of PYrometro's offered services and processes?
In order to get competencies on our skill and test method, we have to be annually participant in the program whereby organized by the international, like APLEC, Asia Pacific, and also a national lab they call a proficiency testing. In the whole calibration line, we need to be participant this proficiency testing program. The purpose is actually to ensure how competent our test method according to international standard. So far, we have been participant in the few in temperature comparison PT program, and also come to mass and pressure comparison, and also this volumetric electrical calibration and dimension. So far the result with participants is all in. So this is actually to ensure that our test method is followed according to the international standard.
PYrometro has recently acquired the ISO 9001-2008 certification, making them the first accredited lab to be certified with the latest version in Malaysia. PYrometro is also a Class A training provider, making them uniquely positioned to provide ISO training programs to staff as well as to clients externally. Ms. Cindy, it seems to me that PYrometro is all about helping other companies achieve product excellence by ensuring specification compliance and so on. So I'm sure PYrometro itself has recently attained recognition in terms of awards and other forms of recognition. So can you please tell us a little bit about that as well?
Recently, PYrometro is honored to share in Malaysia Power Brand recognition with many other companies from different industrial. Our staff are very inspired by the award, and I'm also very excited. I think with this award, the future is very bright for PYrometro.
In terms of the calibration business, PYrometro is the first ever commercial lab to receive the governmental SAMM accreditation. This means that PYrometro has one of the most stringent calibration and measurement practices in the industry. The fundamental quality philosophy of PYrometro can be summed up in the words of P. Huntington. We will build great ships here, at a profit if we can, at a loss if we must, but always great ships. So what makes a good calibration company? The combination between internationally recognized accreditation standards, the persistence to maintain internal quality systems, the drive to develop human capital, as well as the vision to expand beyond traditional business boundaries. These are the undying values and principles that carry a pioneering company like PYrometro, the first ever commercial lab to receive governmental SAMM endorsement, to continue excelling in the technically exacting and competitive industry of calibration as well as ISO consultancy. Does your company have what it takes to persist in quality and commercial success for over 20 years? We'll find out next in your segment with GBNN.TV. This has been the Global Business News Network, face-to-face business talk. I'm your host, Nicholas Pang, signing off, and see you next.